Can you see my screen, everybody?
Yes.
Okay, so this is a 10K for a company called Live Nation Entertainment, Inc. It's the biggest company, Ticketmaster, right? They own Ticketmaster. So basically, they sell tickets to shows and tours and so on and so forth, okay? So like if I were to buy stock in this company, it's like the biggest, okay? Like if you go out there and you buy tickets through Ticketmaster, you know, you're part of that company. So if you want to invest into this company, you would go and you would look at their business, okay? Now this business, let's see, all of this, the auditors did not come up with this. All of this verbiage is actually put together by the management of the company, okay? And then as auditors, what I would do is I would go in and I would review this, okay? Not necessarily the verbiage, but the numbers, okay? Like if they say 580 million fans, like as auditors, we actually have to go in and audit that to make sure that they're telling you know, the truth, right? I mean, are there really 580 million fans in the world that want to go to concerts and buy tickets? Okay, and if they don't have 580 million fans, guess what? We're gonna say, you know what? Change that number from 580 to like 80 million. Make sense? Okay, or if they say over 5,000 artists in 2019, okay? They say connecting nearly 98 million fans to more than 40,000 events. Okay, so we go, okay, well, show us you actually had 40,000 events, right? Live Nation, okay? And then we'll go in and we audit, you know, 40,000 events. We go in, we say, okay, yeah, they're telling the truth. They actually, you know, have more than 40,000 events. Make sense? So everything that you read from here has been audited by an independent auditor, okay? So now, I don't know if you can go back. Okay, let's see. If you go down here, they talk about their strategies, right? The strength, the history. So all of this have to be audited, okay? The way they make business, they make money, okay? They are a festival promoter, okay? They even tell you where their stadiums are, amphitheaters, arenas, okay? Their clubs, the clubs that they own, the restaurants and the music halls that they own, the festival sites, okay? They even tell you amphitheater, how many of that they own. They own 10 and they lease 36. They operate 4, okay? They have 9 out of that. They have 9 booking rights, right? So in total, they have 59 amphitheaters that can hold 5,000 to 30,000 people. So as auditors, we'll go in and we actually audit. We make sure that they have agreements in place that would allow them to make this kind of statement to the world. And if it turns out that they lie, guess what? We're gonna make them change this number from 36 down to like 5 if we cannot find documents that would substantiate this claim that they make. Does that make sense? So that's what I did in my prior life.
All right. I think I see some question on Q&A, Susanna.
Okay.
There's one.
I'm supposed to go in there and answer them or something?
Yeah, on the Q&A.
Please tell me which best live company out there. How do we compare? Thank you. Okay. There ain't one. I'm sorry to tell you, okay? There is no best life insurance company out there. Seriously. As a matter of fact, the way that you compare life insurance company is by using a different service. Okay, all insurance companies are being rated by different rating agencies. Okay, I'm not going to get into details of what these agencies are, but as you follow my webinar, eventually you're going to learn how to do that. But basically, when I choose an insurance company with which I work, I would look at their rating. So number one, I would look at their 10K, okay? And then number two, I would look at their rating, and I wouldn't do business with any company that has a B rating, not typically. I would like to work with an A-rated company. Make sense? I hope that answers your question. So the answer is there isn't the best. If somebody tells you this insurance company is the best, I don't think they are stating the truth, okay? To me, there ain't any company that's the best. I will do my own research. I will look at their 10K. I will look at the risks, okay? Again, okay, how do I do this? I don't know if I can. Can you still see my screen, everybody? Yes? Okay. Yes. So in AB 10K, they talk about competition, okay? They talk about government regulations. They talk about intellectual properties, the number of employees they have, the name and the age and the position of the board, management, okay? Pretty much, there you go. Risk factors right here, okay? So this is something that I would read when I put my money into something. So let's say if I want to put money into ABC Insurance Company, okay, I would look at this, right? That insurance company has a 10K. I would then go and look at this, the risk factors. What are the risks? If, like, is it going to be out of business, therefore cannot fulfill its promise to me? Let's say if I buy life insurance and I go, oh man, I don't know if you know, like, what if it goes out of business? Okay, what are the risks? Okay, now with insurance, it's a little bit different. It's not, the risks are not the same as this company, Life Nation. By the way, the reason why I pulled up Life Nation is because, as you know, in my other life, I make music. I'm a music producer. I make music. I sell music, financial music, okay? And so I go, okay, well, if I want my band to work with a booking company to do shows, right, who would I trust to do this, right? And so that's the reason why I did this kind of research, okay, before I sign on the dotted line. Okay, so now for you, for your question, which life insurance is the best insurance company? Number one, you got to know that all insurance companies have to register in the state that they do business. Okay, so you would want to go to that state. What state are you in? Okay, I don't know. Okay, let's say you're in California. You would go to California Commissioner of Insurance, okay, to make sure that that life insurance company is actually registered to do business in California, okay? And then even within California, all insurance companies have an agreement to basically bail out each other should one company go under. Okay, you're gonna find a lot of that information in one of my books. I think it's the first one in the series, Millionaire Baby, Cracking the Wealth Code, where I actually explained how insurance companies help each other out during times, you know, troubled time. Okay, and then so that's one place you can go to. Number two, read the 10K of that insurance company and really understand. Insurance companies sometimes could be very complicated in ways of structuring their organizational structure. So you may be dealing with a subsidiary not with a parent company. So you may want to read this to really understand who you're dealing with. Okay, I hope you can give me an example so that I can demonstrate to you how I do my research, right? So for those of you who have similar questions, just tell me the name of the insurance company, and then I can demonstrate to you how I would go about doing my research. Barney, for the bank's life insurance investment, is it investing in other people's life insurance policies, like investing in other people's mortgages held by, no, this is not mortgage-backed securities, okay? So what happens is that the bankers, they would bundle all loans, okay, make it like a block, right? So I don't know, let's say this is a security, right, piece of paper, and inside this piece of paper there are 1,000 mortgage loans, and then I would call this piece of paper security A, and then I would sell it to Mr. A for X dollars, okay? Within this piece of paper, I know I have a stream of income. Why? Because all the people who owe me money promise me over the next 15 years or 30 years, depending on how I bundle this security, that they would pay me 4.25% interest, okay? But I need my money now. I don't want to wait for the next 30 years to get my 4.25% interest income. So I bundle all of the loans together in this security, right? So this security is backed or collateralized by mortgage loans, and then I sell it to Mr. A, who wants to get that income from this. Okay, so that's different. With life insurance, they don't bundle life insurance into a security like this. It's not security. It's actually life insurance. So bankers or banks in general, they would go out there and they would buy life insurance on the lives of their officers. Okay? Yeah. Sometimes they would also buy life insurance on the lives of their employees as well, and they would name themselves as the owner of the life insurance policies. Okay, so Transamerica.
So that's the answer to your question earlier. What company to research on? For the which life insurance company to research? So that's an example.
From Transamerica. Do you know who owns Transamerica? Okay, maybe she's typing it. Oh, Michael. I would like to know at what age should you buy life insurance and what are the pros and cons of life insurance? Okay, good question. I bought life insurance for my kid when he was just born. Yeah, but for a very different purpose, okay? Because there are different types of life insurance, Michael, and I bought it for my kid, not because, you know, I'm gonna make money if they pass away. That's not my intention. I bought it because it's a vehicle for my money to grow with lots of tax advantage, okay? So to answer your question, you ought to buy it whenever you can afford to buy it. You know, a lot of people think that life insurance is very expensive, but if your purpose of buying life insurance is to protect your family, then, you know, maybe $1 a day, right? Maybe find a policy that would cost you $1 a day to protect your family. So if something happens to you, certainly your family will get a proceed from the life insurance and pay for the expenses in the event if you're not coming home one day, right? That's how you say I love you to your family, okay? Because I have seen situations where the husband or the wife don't have life insurance at all. They think that their life insurance provided by their employer is enough, Well, for example, like in COVID-19 crisis, all of a sudden, people from Twitter, people from, I don't know, I talked to a gentleman yesterday. He said that 40% of Yelp workforce was let go. Well, guess what? When your company lets you go, you no longer have life insurance. Okay, and imagine in this situation, you no longer have life insurance and you get infected with COVID-19 and it becomes complicated and, you know, you do not come home. What happens then? You lose your job, you get infected by COVID-19, you couldn't fight it, okay, and now your family does not have protection. And you think that you have life insurance, but you don't, right? So that's why it's important for you to really understand the interaction between like different types of financial information out there, okay? So I'm done with that. I don't understand Transamerica. Do you know who owns Transamerica? I know. Do you get money back if you cancel life insurance? It depends what kind of life insurance. I would strongly recommend, Michael, that you attend workshop number 2. Yeah? Is it
Yeah.
workshop number 2? Number 2? That talks about different kinds of life insurance, okay? So this is beyond the scope of today's discussion. Now, Transamerica, Sandy Lowe, is it better to buy life insurance directly from the insurance companies like New York Life, MetLife, or go through agents who work with various companies? Okay, so with life insurance, there are 2 different types. There are companies that have agents working for them directly, and there are companies who would distribute their products through representative or agents. The first type is what is known as captive agent. Okay, they work for one company and that's all they sell. They might be able to sell other companies' products as well, but they are pretty much captive. And then the second type is the broker, right? So as a broker, you represent many different companies. Okay, so for me, I like to be able to shop around. I don't want to, I would be very wary of people who say, work for one company and they try to push that one company's product to me, okay? Because that's all they have, right? I like to be, because I'm a consumer, and like Gene earlier, he said that he didn't trust anybody with his money, right? So I'm the same way. I don't trust anybody with my money, right? I think I know me best. And so I like to be in a position where I can actually compare products, So if that agent can help me get to that place, then I will work with that agent. Does that make sense to you, Sandy? Okay. So if you're a MetLife agent, I'm not saying that you're a bad agent. I'm just saying that that's not what I need. As a consumer, what I need is having the ability to make an assessment on various companies' proposal, okay? So I may ask you to give me a proposal, okay? I may ask New York Life to give me a proposal, or, I may ask another agent who can give me 10 different proposals from 10 different companies. Or you know what? I go, how about this, Sandy, okay? Here's a thought for you. What if you can actually be licensed? And this is what I did, okay? You can actually get your own license, and you go in and you're gonna do the research yourself before you buy any kind of life insurance. How about that, right? And so that's what I did. I sat for the exam because I asked a bunch of questions and the agents couldn't answer my questions, right? And then I go, okay, well, let me do this. Let me get my own license, right? The test is not hard to take, right? It just took a little bit of time. After all, it's my money. If I don't put in the time to study the test and really understand what it is that I'm buying, why even bother? Why even bother to go out there and work, right? 24/7 just to make money, and you let somebody else do the work for you, right? So I sat down, I took my license, I studied the proposals because I understood it now. I ran all the proposals myself. I go like, oh, what if I put in this money? Oh, this is how much cash I'm going to be able to get in 20 years or 30 years, right? So with that license, I was able to do a lot of research on my own without bothering my agent, you know? And so that's how I did it. Tien Pham would like to answer this question live. Did I answer the question, or do you want to answer the question, Tien? I have no idea. And why are we talking a lot about life insurance?
Is there a question for me?
This session is about the 10K. Ask me questions about the 10K, please.
Is there a question for me?
Hello?
Is there a question for me? I don't think there's a question for me. That's the thing. That's good. Yeah.
Okay.
So somebody
right.
asked about
so I suppose
and
there aren't any questions about the 10K. Like people really know how to read a 10K and all of that.
What's the question, then?
Do you have any questions about the 10K?
So can you remind us where we can get this information? So let's say for me, for example, I am an investment advisor representative with TFA, right? Transamerica Financial Advisor. So if my client want to research me, where would they go?
TFA?
Yeah, TFA.
What is TFA?
TFA, Transamerica Financial Advisors. So that's my broker.
Oh, okay. Okay, got it. All right, so Transamerica is a subsidiary of a bigger company. Okay, so when you're a subsidiary of a company, your financial statements are actually part of the parent company. That's the reason why you gotta tell me what the parent company is.
It's Aegon.
Aegon, okay, so you would go. Okay, you would go filing, do Google. I don't know if my internet connection will work, okay?
It should be working because you on Zoom, so it's not working.
So why are you going on Zoom?
Sometimes it just hangs, you know? So Aegon NV Life Insurance Company, and this is its website, the parent company, okay? I will click on this. Because remember what I said earlier? All publicly traded company has their 10K or annual report or some sort of 10K annual report in their website, okay? Investors, okay? I kid you not, it's right there, annual report, analyst, consensus, capital and liquidity, compliance, financial calendar, governance, okay? So now if you click on annual reports, okay, you see an annual report for 2019 that came out by March 18th of 2020, yeah? Okay, so I know that this company has a 12/31 year end, okay? You can read the 20F, but you can read this, okay? So let's see if you click on this.
So
okay,
also
must be a very big report. 483 pages. Okay, now all the numbers that you see on here. Okay, if you're wondering, man, I want to know the federal tax ID number. Okay, it's on there as well for at least U.S. based company. I know. Okay, so Aegon NV. This is the exact name of the registrant. That's Aegon. Okay, and it's a Dutch company, the Netherlands. and this is their address, their phone number. You could even email him, okay? Like, I don't really have the time to email him, okay? But try to contact him, okay? There's an email right there for you to send an email. Right now, they're on the New York Stock Exchange, okay? So their stock is actively being traded, okay? And then you go, all right, well, so I want to know, I don't know, what information are you looking for, too?
Just general research we just did for the Fargo. The balance sheet, right?
Okay. Yeah, so you would go to the financial detail. Okay. So over here, you go to page 144, 150, financial information. Okay. These are the pages that you're going to be reading or you want to read. And you want to read page 327 to 333. Okay. I thought, like, if I want to know Transamerica in the bigger picture of Aegon, okay, I would want to look at right here, 4C, page 10 to 12, organizational structure. Okay. And the business overview and the history of the company. A lot of people, when they do research, they have a tendency, and I've seen this done many, many times, okay? When they research something, they would go to Google and they would type in, and they'll get like a bunch of stuff. Now, let me tell you, Google is not a researching tool, okay? Google is a search engine, not research. Okay, the difference here is two letters, R-E, research, not search. There's a big difference, okay? So when you get information, number one, you want to ask yourself, is this information audited? In other words, is there a third party, an independent third party has audited this information? And if you don't know, most likely that information has not been audited. Does that make sense? Anybody can say anything about anybody on the internet nowadays. Make sense? Okay? So as an investor, when you invest your money, you want to make sure that the information that you're looking at has been audited by an independent, it's very important, independent third party. You don't want the guy who comes to you asking you to invest your money into his whatever project to be audited by his brother-in-law, okay, or his relative. You want to make sure that he uses an independent third party who has no financial interest whatsoever in his company. That's the reason why when I used to work for Deloitte, PwC, Arthur Andersen, I was not allowed to own stock in all these bunch of companies. As a matter of fact, my 401k investment options were limited because as an independent auditor, we were not allowed to invest in these companies that were auditing. It's a no-no, okay? So let's say if Aegon is being audited by Deloitte, I don't know who the auditor for Aegon is, okay? So the partner of that audit engagement is not allowed to invest in Aegon. He is not allowed to have Transamerica policies. I don't think so, okay? Because he has a financial interest to make the numbers look better. Does that make sense to everybody? Yes, and that's the reason why people trust the big four accounting firms to do their audit, because they have these very stringent rules about who they can invest in. Anyway, so did I answer your question? Hopefully, yeah?
Yes.
So I don't know what's on page 10 and 12. Okay, I mean, you gotta read this. And a lot of people ask me, well, Susanna, it's so difficult to read this stuff. Well, you know what? I think it's going to be even more difficult when you lose your money. Right? I mean, how are you going to tell your husband or your wife that you just lost money because you give it to XYZ? You know what I'm saying? It's going to be a very difficult conversation. So my recommendation to you is, you know, take the time. You know what? If you have to invest this money into a company like this, take all the time, read through the 483 page. That's what I would do. Right? Okay, so here we go. Page 10 and to 12. Aegon, a global provider of financial solutions. So we know Aegon is present in America, in Europe, Asia, right? Here are their markets, right here. America, Europe, Asia, a bunch of other companies, right? And what do? They have insurance products, they have long-term savings related products, they have banking products, they have asset management products. They are going to China and India. Okay, and here's Transamerica. Transamerica is in Bermuda, Hong Kong, Singapore. They have joint ventures with companies in Brazil, China, France, Hong Kong, India, Indonesia. Okay, this is the kind of information that I would read and I would rely on, as opposed to trying to Google Aegon and try to read, I don't know, like, let's see. I don't know. I never do this. Okay, Google. Let's Google Aegon. Let's say if you didn't know how to read the 10K, right? This is what you're gonna find. You're gonna find Aegon, the website, and you right? Some wiki, some stuff, some LinkedIn stuff, some YouTube, Forbes, Transamerica, and a bunch of other insurance companies, Aegon subsidiaries. These are the terms that people search as well. But look at this, 7.4 million. I mean, as an investor, right, do you actually have time to read through 7.4 million results before you decide, hey, I'm going to work with Aegon or not? When you like want to save your time, I mean, you go directly to the source, right? And guess what? This is the source right here, okay? And I don't know how much they paid to like get this audit report done. I mean, you can do it. Make sense to everybody? Yes? Any other questions? I think that is the end of my presentation for today. I hope you got a lot out of this webinar. You can start having fun this afternoon, right? My recommendation to you is that you would look at your 401k, your IRA, your SEP IRA, like today. And you see how much money you put into XYZ fund, ABC fund, ABC company, ABC bond, and you go to that website, sec.gov, and you spend time like reading, and you know exactly what you're investing into, right? So next time, if your spouse gives you a hard time for losing money in the market, at least you know you have a reason, right? Hey, honey, you know, the reason why I'm not able to spend time with the kids and you is because I spend so much time like dissecting the 10Ks of this company. And look, you know, my 401k, your 401k, you know, we invest so much money into this company, and you know, I got to do some research because nobody is gonna do this research for you, but you. There are still how many new mutual funds out there? Thousands, right? Do you actually think that your financial advisors will actually like read the financial statements of that many mutual fund companies before he recommends a mutual fund company to you? Seriously, he has a lot of clients to take care. And if you're not paying him or her enough, they're not going to spend the time like doing this for you, you see? So the bottom line is, you know, I totally agree with Jean that trust nobody with your money. The best thing to do is you learn it yourself, you understand the source of the information, and then you make your own decision. Okay, before you buy life insurance,